Mars updates. Mars is the fourth planet from the Sun and one of the most studied worlds in our solar system. For thousands of years, humans have looked at Mars in the night sky and wondered about its nature. Today, Mars is not just a distant red dot. It is a planet we have mapped, photographed, and explored using advanced technology. Mars is often called the Red Planet. This name comes from its surface color, which appears red when seen from space. The red color is caused by iron-rich dust that covers most of the planet. This iron has reacted with oxygen over time, creating rust. The same process happens on Earth, but on Mars, it covers the entire surface. Mars is smaller than Earth, but it shares many features with our planet. It has mountains, valleys, plains, deserts, and polar ice caps. These similarities make Mars one of the most interesting planets for scientists. Mars shows clear signs that it was once very different from what it is today. The surface of Mars is dry and rocky. Vast deserts stretch across the planet, broken by ancient riverbeds and deep canyons. One of the most famous features on Mars is Olympus Mons. It is the largest volcano in the solar system. Olympus Mons is nearly 3 times taller than Mount Everest and wide enough to cover an entire country on Earth. Another major feature on Mars is Valles Marineris. This giant canyon system is over 4,000 kilometers long. It is much larger than the Grand Canyon on Earth. Scientists believe it formed due to tectonic activity and surface cracking rather than flowing water alone. Mars has 2 small moons named Phobos and Deimos. These moons are irregular in shape and much smaller than Earth's moon. They are thought to be captured asteroids or fragments from a larger body that broke apart long ago. Phobos orbits very close to Mars and is slowly moving closer to the planet over time. The atmosphere of Mars is thin compared to Earth. It is mostly made of carbon dioxide, with small amounts of nitrogen and argon. Oxygen is present only in trace amounts. Because the atmosphere is so thin, it cannot trap heat effectively. This causes Mars to be a cold planet. Average temperatures on Mars are far below freezing. Near the equator, temperatures can rise during the day, but they drop sharply at night. At the poles, temperatures remain extremely cold throughout the year. Liquid water cannot exist on the surface for long under current conditions. Despite this, Mars shows strong evidence that water once flowed across its surface. Ancient river channels, lake beds, and mineral deposits suggest that Mars was once warmer and wetter. Scientists believe billions of years ago, Mars may have had lakes, rivers, and possibly oceans. The presence of water is important because water is essential for life as we know it. This is why Mars is a major focus in the search for life beyond Earth. Even if life does not exist on Mars today, it may have existed in the distant past. Mars has polar ice caps made of water ice and frozen carbon dioxide. These ice caps grow and shrink with the seasons. During winter, carbon dioxide from the atmosphere freezes and adds to the ice caps. In summer, it sublimates back into the atmosphere. One day on Mars, known as a sol, is very similar in length to a day on Earth. A Martian day lasts about 24 hours and 39 minutes. This similarity makes Mars easier to study and plan for future missions. However, a year on Mars is much longer. Mars takes about 687 Earth days to complete one orbit around the Sun. Mars has seasons like Earth because its axis is tilted. However, the seasons on Mars last longer because of its longer year. Seasonal changes can cause massive dust storms that sometimes cover the entire planet. These storms can block sunlight for weeks or even months. Dust storms on Mars are common and powerful. Fine dust particles are lifted into the atmosphere by strong winds. Because gravity on Mars is weaker than on Earth, dust stays suspended longer. Some storms grow so large that they can be seen from space. Mars does not have a global magnetic field like Earth. This is one of the key reasons the planet lost much of its atmosphere over time. Without a strong magnetic field, solar radiation stripped away the atmosphere, leaving Mars cold and dry. Long ago, Mars likely had a thicker atmosphere that could support liquid water. As the magnetic field weakened, the atmosphere slowly escaped into space. This dramatic change transformed Mars from a potentially habitable world to the cold desert planet we see today. Mars has been a target of human exploration for decades. Early telescopes gave limited views of the planet, leading to many incorrect ideas. Some people once believed Mars had canals built by intelligent beings. These ideas were later proven false by modern science. The first spacecraft to reach Mars were flyby missions. They provided basic images and data. Later missions included orbiters, landers, and rovers. Each mission added new knowledge about the planet's surface, atmosphere, and history. Rovers have played a major role in exploring Mars. These robotic vehicles move across the surface, analyze rocks, and send data back to Earth. They help scientists understand the geology and climate of Mars in great detail. One of the main goals of Mars exploration is to understand whether the planet ever supported life. Scientists search for signs like organic molecules, ancient water environments, and chemical conditions suitable for life. Mars also helps scientists understand Earth's past and future. By studying how Mars lost its atmosphere, researchers learn more about climate change and planetary evolution. Mars serves as a natural laboratory for understanding rocky planets. Another important reason to study Mars is future human exploration. Mars is considered the most realistic destination for humans beyond the Moon. Its surface, day length, and resources make it a strong candidate for long-term exploration. Water ice on Mars could be used to produce drinking water, oxygen, and fuel. Carbon dioxide from the atmosphere could also be used to make oxygen. These resources are essential for supporting human missions. However, Mars is still a dangerous place. Radiation levels are much higher than on Earth because of the thin atmosphere. Temperatures are extreme, and dust storms can damage equipment. These challenges must be solved before humans can safely live on Mars. Scientists continue to study Mars using satellites orbiting the planet. These orbiters map the surface, monitor weather, and search for underground ice. Combined with rover data, they provide a complete picture of Mars. Mars is not just a planet of the past, it is a planet of ongoing discovery. New findings continue to change what we know about its history and potential. Every mission adds another piece to the puzzle. The story of Mars is a story of change. From a warmer, wetter world to a cold desert planet, Mars shows how planets evolve over time. This evolution helps scientists understand not only Mars, but also Earth and other planets across the universe. Mars remains one of the most fascinating objects in the sky. It represents mystery, science, and the future of space exploration. As technology advances, Mars will continue to be a major focus for researchers and explorers. The red planet stands as a reminder that planets are dynamic worlds shaped by time, energy, and natural forces. Mars may no longer be alive in the way Earth is, but it still has many secrets waiting to be uncovered. With every image and every discovery, Mars brings humanity closer to understanding its place in the solar system. The exploration of Mars is not just about one planet, it is about learning how worlds form, change, and possibly support life. Mars continues to guide science toward the future of space exploration and human curiosity.